Yeah, yeah. Caught me out. Hello. So, right. Kerbal Space Program 2. Man, some things happen, right? Well, I got a new computer, so that changed things. Because my old computer wouldn't run it at all. I do have the digits up there of how we're doing. And I've got everything maxed out. And I expect that that'll cause problems. We'll see, you know. It is cool. So, what happened, right? Because I was playing Kerbal Space Program 1. Well, I got a new computer, so I was like, well, let me install it, Kerbal Space Program 1, on my new computer, and we'll continue on where we were. Because the save will be through Steam. Everything will work great. It didn't work great. The game was still there, save, ready to go, but there was problems with the plugins, the mods. Because the version that I download on my new computer is the most recent one, and I need to go back to 1.8 something in order for the game that I was playing to work. And that could be done. It was just, and that was after, though, that I went and I hunted down all of the mods that I had going on the last run through, the science that we were doing. Anyway, I was exhausted. I didn't want to go through it. So I'm like, well, I have the new computer now. Let's just try Kerbal Space Program 2 and see what we can do with it. It's early access. It's just an open sandbox, from what I've understood, unless something new has happened. I've been watching a few streams on it, and just, looks like building, and we can go fly our ship. So, yeah. So I figured, right, spend a couple of journeys. Let's go to the moon, Menmis, and right, see if I can build an interplanetary spaceship, like the one that I have in Kerbal Space Program 1 that I haven't unleashed yet, but I've built it there. It's there. I may have to go back to that to show it to you. We'll try building it here. It's pretty cool design. So there's that. And I may have to move my camera positions around a bit, but anyhow, I don't know. This is it. No, I haven't looked into it at all. This is a fresh. I cracked it open. I went to the settings. I maxed all the stuff out. Gameplay. Just kind of left that vanilla. But to show this, I was like, yeah, well, let's show that. Frames per second. Generally not good for, most people that I've seen, and definitely on my old computer, it just wouldn't even play. But I imagine that'll drop down to like 3 frames when we try to launch. We'll see. Inputs all pretty much about the same, but I don't know. I think there's some differences that were kind of cool, or we'll see. Audio, got the music turned off. So yeah, I like seeing labels. Probably have to make some then. Temperature gauges. What? Oh, are those just the bars, or I could do without seeing those, maybe? Should we see those? Let you know when you're about to blow up, I guess. It's not like there's a whole lot you can do about it at that moment. So, right? You're just watching those bars get, yeah, we're heating up. We're coming in fast. Yep. That was, in fact, the last Kerbal Space Program 1 that I did. Right, I was trapped. And someone came in the chat. Who was that? Hang on. It was Metallic Hydrogen. Yeah, saved the day. He popped into chat. He was mission control. We brought that back. Yeah, it was great. There was it's a good Apollo 13 moment there. Not with the explosion, but mistakes were made. And then trying to get the vectors right coming home. Yeah. Because we were lopsided, so the ship just wanted to turn off. So I had to steer it manually. It was pretty cool. If that was the last one, so be it. Let's see what we can do with Kerbal Space Program 2. Graphics, what did I do? I set, maxed it out. See what we can do. Whoop, whoop. Single player, because there's no other option. No science routine, no contracts to be done, no career mode. Normal difficulty. Is there easy? What's going on here? Aha. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely want that. Allowing the quick load, sure, that's good. Stock vessels, yeah. Infinite fuel, nah. Infinite power, nah. Okay, well, see, yeah, that can get challenging, especially if you're sending probes to other planets. Uh-huh. Unbreakable joints. We'll see how this goes. No crash damage now. We can't do that. What's easy? Easy is all of it, huh? It just cranks that up. All right. We can go with normal. Hard is what? None of that. I mean, could probably work with just 100% of that, but I'm all right. What do we got here? We need a name. Campaign name. Their campaign? What? What? I don't have a name for that other than Kerbal. That's what we're playing. We can do that. That's kind of cool. Pick a flag. Ooh. That's got a lot going on. Oop. Like that one. Pick the flag. Oh, accent colors. What's going on here? We can do stuff with it? I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding what's happening here. Didn't do it right. Huh. Doesn't seem to be changing anything. Mm-hmm. Oh, that. I see. You can take it as is, or you can set something, or is it just going to keep it this way if I don't set something? I don't get it. I'm not smart. Oh, I see. Yeah. Too many decisions to be made.
Your new space program, leaping forward into the cosmos. Since the dawn of Kerbal kind, we have looked to the sky and wondered what sublime mysteries lie hidden in the darkness, like jewels never beheld. These untold treasures may soon reveal themselves due to the efforts of recently founded Kerbal Space.
Oh my! I think that might have been the only copy of the orientation film. Hold on! Slides, somewhere. Welcome to your first day running the Kerbal Space Program. This campus hosts the greatest ever gathering of astronomers, astronauts, and engineers. After years of focused effort, this collection of geniuses has created several very impressive buildings.
Nice.
We believe we have all the necessary.
Well, that's a nice rocket.
Our first steps off the ground. The best way to advance our technologies further is to get up there and learn by doing. All we need now is somebody to show us how to put all these parts together. Well, we also need somebody to help us out with the flying. We need a lot of help, actually. That's why you're here. My name is Paige, by the way. If you need any hints, feel free to visit me over at the training center. Everything in there is well padded, so it's a great place to get up and running. Welcome aboard!
Nice. Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Campus has everything you need to turn your fledgling space program into the stuff of legends. Let's continue. Oh, you have more words. Our engineers have created a training program that will guide you through the building and flying your very first rocket. You can go through these lessons here at the training center. Excellent. Continue. More words. You want to start building right away? The vehicle assembly building is where you want to be. Certainly. Just like in the good old days. Vehicle assembly building. Nice. But yeah, you know, new digs. Cool. Yeah. How many frames did I get? It's still doing pretty good. Not buttery smooth. But good. Wow, nice. That's exciting. What do we have? There's Vehicle Assembly Training Center. Should we train? Sure. The tracking station, where you can view your spacecraft and other vehicles currently in flight. You can also recover lander vessels and crew. Yeah. And of course our launch pad. You know, new digs, buttons and such. Can you hear that? I hope you can hear that. Is the game loud enough? If you can't hear that, I'm making noise, that's why. These buttons is like a xylophone, like a little plastic xylophone or something. You listen carefully. Maybe I ought to turn that up. I don't know, but then when the rockets, you're like, man, that's loud, dude. You got to turn that down. That's supposed to be a subtle little thing. Training. What are they going to do for training? They might make me do stuff I don't want to do. All right, let me read something. The training center is where you go to learn how to build, fly rockets, planes, and rovers. Lessons will take place in a simulation. All right. And you can start a lesson at any time, even in the middle of it. Wait. Lesson at even in the middle of an active flight. What? I can be in a flight, come over here and take a lesson? Is that what you're telling me? Or am I having trouble reading? Probably that. Even in the middle of an active flight. Okay. When you're done, we'll put you right back where we found you. Interesting. So that does seem like what that they're telling me. Need to go back and take a lesson right in the middle of it. It could happen. It'll be all right. Pause for the cause. That's some cool stuff on the whiteboard. What are we doing? How do they work? Action reaction. Newton's third law. Your game will be paused. Okay. While in the tutorial. All right. Is this going to be fun or? I can't remember. I'm sure I watched somebody do this.
So you want to get to space? Have you tried rockets?
Yeah.
Rockets use fuel and engines to create thrust, which propels them forward.
Yeah.
The fuel tank is empty. It is dropped to stay as lightweight as possible, allowing the rocket to go even faster.
More faster.
As well as other expendable parts of a rocket are called stages. Different stages do different things. Often the first stage is very powerful, with just enough fuel to get the vehicle through the atmosphere. The second stage usually has a low-thrust engine that, while not as powerful, is more fuel efficient. After dropping the heavier first stage and leaving the atmosphere, the second stage engine pushes the much lighter second stage to orbital speed.
Good lesson.
On a flight to space, the final stage parachutes back down to the surface, ideally in one piece.
They're probably going to elaborate on each thing. Just kind of want to do an overall. Oh. Tutorial complete, really? You have learned how to go to space. Well, that's true. That is true. Next. What was next? They're about to tell us. Maybe. It's loading. See that down here.
Welcome to the launch pad. As you embark
That's a
on
cool
your
ship.
journey to rocketry, it's important to get all the crashing out of your system here in the simulator. It really cuts down on the awkward phone calls. Today, you'll be launching into the virtual skies over KSC, where you'll learn how to control a rocket.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's cool. Right? I mean, alright. But is it just me? Or is there like, cartoon highlight on everything? I have the aliasing set real high. Is that maybe the thing? It's making it too sharp? That's cool. All right. Yeah. Wow.
Let's learn how to rotate the flight camera. That way, you can see the launch from your favorite angle.
Oh, I think I jumped ahead. Yeah. Sure. Rotate the camera by moving the mouse while holding down the right mouse button. We did that. That's what we were doing.
You can also zoom the camera in and out.
We've done that, but we'll zoom it in and out by moving the scroll wheel up and down or to and fro.
Go ahead and pick your favorite view for this launch.
Yeah. Do I have a favorite? Yeah, I do. But it doesn't seem to work out very well here. Wait, what do you reckon? Where are we? Where are we going? Generally that way, I'd guess. If that's east still. There. And that's the west, where the sun's going down. Man, that looks cool. Maybe we ought to watch from afar. Geez, I need to find a new favorite spot. It's all different now. Don't want to launch right into the sun. That could hurt a person's feelings. Can't see. Sun got in my eyes. The sun was in my eyes. Are we ready? I think nice. Go ahead and pick your favorite view for launch. Can we change? We can change.
Every good launch starts with a big green button and lots of fire. Most bad launches do too, actually.
Yeah, there is that. Start the launch sequence by selecting the go button or pressing the space bar. I like a good space bar launch. But they really, I mean, with the arrow and everything. Dude, we made a big button for you. You can just click on it with your mouse. But I got a big button here on my keyboard. Why can't I use that? That one. That one. That one. Where's my countdown? Foul.
Looking good.
Foul.
1,000 meters, and then we'll learn some controls.
Where do we see 1,000 meters? Over here, where there's a flashing thing. In meters. Yep, we're almost to 1,000. There's 1,000.
Okay, you're a kilometer up. You can still crash, but you'll have more time to correct your course if you start pointing at the ground. Let's learn some rocket controls.
Yeah. Let's learn some rocket controls. Continue.
When flying a rocket or a plane, we have specific terms for moving. Pitch tilts your rocket's nose up and down.
Yeah, W pitch the rocket nose. Pitching. Downward. Keep going. Oh man, we've pitched. How long? Oh, am I missing something? You want me to keep pitching? Downward. I'm downward. Really? Is this what we're doing? I don't. Up and down. We did that. Press W to pitch your rocket nose downward. Well, yeah, I did that. Okay.
Nice pitch.
Ooh,
Now
really?
pitch up. Let's move on. Yaw steers your rocket left and right. Try it now.
See, I think there was some, it's D? Yeah, sure, D. And I'll go back the other way.
Excellent. Now for the final control. Roll rotates your rocket clockwise and counterclockwise. Try it now.
Coming around. Going back.
That's the basics of rocket flight.
Nice.
Feel free to experiment with the controls. We can move on when you're ready.
I think I'm ready. Oh. Add a juice. Nice. Tutorial complete. You have learned how to move the camera in flight. I sure did. How to launch a rocket? Yes, we did. And how to pitch, yaw, and roll. We did all of it. Replay? No. Next. And we're ready. Boot camp.
So you want to get to space?
I do.
It's time to make a rocket.
Yes. Yes.
A simple rocket requires 4 crucial components: a command module, fuel tank, engine, and parachute. Let's start by learning how to add a command module.
Yes.
A command module allows us to control our vessel. As long as there is at least 1 command module on board, our rocket will be operational. This rocket will use a command pod, which can be manned by a Kerbal and is located in the pods category. Or multiple Kerbals. It all depends on the crew capacity of the part.
Right. Continue.
For this lesson, we're going to make a small rocket, so we need a small command pod. Let's add this one.
It's flashing. The one that's flashing, you mean? Select the MK1 tin can, otherwise known as a single seat command pod. This one. They want it. Yeah? Let's select it.
Great! It doesn't look like much, but it's a promising start. The next thing our rocket needs is a fuel tank. Fuel, or propellant, is an expendable resource used to power our vessels. Without fuel, we won't be going anywhere, let alone space. Let's look at the small fuel tanks.
Yeah, select the fuel tank category in the parts menu. This flashy one here. Fuel tanks hold propellant to drive engines. Good.
How about that one? Rocketry Weekly calls it good enough. How exciting.
Good enough. I like it. Select the FLT400 fuel tank. One that's flashing here. Oh, it says a lot of stuff up there.
Once again attached to your cursor.
Oh, stuff happened.
Cursor near the bottom of your command pod. You'll see it snap into place.
Oh, I like a good snap.
To attach it.
Like a good snap. Do what? Wait. Attach the fuel tank underneath the command pod, but then I have to left click to attach it. So it'll actually click, but now it's, oh, that was a good click sound. But it's not there until I finalize with a left click.
Now that's
Sparks and everything. All right. Weld it in there.
Here at the KSP, we have 4 different types of engines: launcher, sustainer, orbital, and deep space engines.
Ah. Good. I'll miss this part. Now that look like a rocket. Yeah, well, almost. Need an engine. And that's...
To break free of Kerbin's soupy atmosphere, we want either a launcher or sustainer engine. I personally like sustainers. What can I say? They keep me going.
Ha! Love it. Select the engine category in the parts menu. Let's do that. Engines propel vehicles by consuming fuel.
Now let's add the sustainer engine to the fuel tank.
The sustainer. What's up with the launcher though? Because let's use a sustainer. Oh, I did it wrong. There we are. Click.
Excellent.
That's satisfying.
Our rocket is looking pretty great. We just need one final touch. As is, our rocket can absolutely take flight. But if we want our pilot to survive the landing, we need to attach a parachute to the top of their command pod.
Yeah. Select the utility category in the parts menu. Utility, parachutes, and quality of life.
Our 1 Kerbal rocket doesn't weigh much, so we only need...
RCS is in here?
Let's go with that one.
Yeah. Let's do.
Now, all we need to do is put it on top of the command pod. It won't do as much good on the bottom.
Yeah, attach the parachute to the command pod.
Congratulations! You've just built a rocket. Are you sure you haven't done this before?
I have. Why do you think I haven't? Oh, because I'm doing the tutorial? Yeah, so the tutorial is complete, and we have learned, or I have learned, well, rockets need command modules, fuel, engine, and a parachute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There are 4, you know, they don't need a parachute all the time. There are 4, but this one does. I'll give it that. There are 4 engine types: launcher, sustainer, orbital, and deep space. Nice. How to find parts in the parts menu, and how to attach parts. Yes, we did. Next. I don't know. Did it say if you already know what you're doing, don't come to the tutorial? I think it said, yeah, come and do it.
As you start to build rockets, you'll want to see your designs from other angles. Let's learn how to manipulate the camera inside the vehicle assembly building.
Yeah, refreshing, maybe.
First, let's rotate the camera.
Who doesn't need a good refresher? First, we'll rotate it. Yeah, we'll hold down the right mouse button and move the mouse to rotate the camera around your rocket.
Nice.
We're doing it.
Now let's zoom the camera in and out.
Yeah, let's do that. So the scroll the mouse wheel forward and backward to zoom in and out. Let's do it.
Great.
I went too far.
Pan the camera up and down.
Yeah, how do we do that? Great. Now let's pan the camera up and down. All at the same time? No. Hold middle mouse button and drag up and drag down. Oh, drag up and down to move the camera vertically. Read words. Oh, wait.
Also focus your camera
I didn't do it. Now I've done it. I didn't mean to hit continue until I had done that. Middle click the mouse on any part of the vehicle to focus the camera there. Now that.
If you want to view your rocket from the top, front, or sides, switch to blueprint mode.
What?
You can change the camera's direction by selecting different sides of the view cube.
Select the view cube to activate the blueprint mode. What's flashing down here?
If you ever get lost in the VAB, you can always reset the camera.
What do I do? Press home key to reset the default camera view. Or all I did was right click. Wasn't any word about that at all. You know what would be nice is if the instructions that you said previously were still there, so that I could remember how to switch views. Is it this? Do I just rotate that? No? Oh yeah, maybe it is. But I gotta come out and go back in? Alright. Or go up to the top. And then click on it again. Okay. Or is there another, is that the way I'm supposed to do it? Or is there an internal way here to flip this box? Apparently not. So I'm doing it right, I guess. I missed that lesson. Okay, the home key.
Nice.
Whoa.
Now you can get at those hard to reach parts of your rocket.
Yeah. That's going to be helpful. Tutorial complete. And you have learned how to move the camera in the VAB, how to access blueprint mode, and how to reset the camera. We learned all about it. We did. There's more.
Your rocket's ready. Let's
It
take
is.
a little hop.
Yep, let's do that.
Let's move this rocket to a launch pad.
Yeah, select the launch To move the rocket from the VAB to the launch pad. Launch.
Welcome to the launch pad. Today you'll be flying straight up.
Oh.
Your rocket should do fine without any steering inputs, but if things get out of line somehow, feel free to intervene.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any fins, but let's do it. Press the space bar or click go button to launch. Press AD WSQE to steer your rocket. Well, this seems bossy. This big arrow pointing at the button seems bossy. I don't like it. Oh, it didn't work. I have to go their way? Man, that was irritating.
You've cleared the launch tower and your flight is underway. Let's learn about staging.
Okay.
Rockets are constructed in sections called stages.
Right.
Each stage
Remember
is
that.
designed for a different part of a mission. When a stage completes its job, it's dropped to shed weight.
Yeah. What's this? Where is it? Is it pointing here?
On your right, you'll find the staging stack. It displays all of the functions contained in each stage. Every time you select the Go button, you'll activate a new stage, starting from the bottom of the stack.
This one here, huh? All right.
Each stage's fuel supply is shown on a bar next to the stage.
Yeah.
Your active stage, stage 1, still has a little fuel in it. When it goes dry, you'll drop that stage by selecting Go.
Don't we kind of want to go this way so it doesn't fall on anybody?
Out of fuel.
Oh.
All it is doing is slowing you down.
Should have done that earlier.
Drop that weight, you're going to activate your next stage. That will activate a decoupler, which will drop your empty stage. It will also activate your next engine. Once you activate a stage, there's no going back. Ready? Hit go to lose that man.
Bugger. Boy, that's violent. Look out below.
Congratulations.
We did it.
You're nearly to space, and your next set of fuel tanks are empty.
Are we?
Now,
Where are we at?
time to drop them.
Like halfway to space, according to that bar. What are you telling me, nearly? Well, what am I dropping? Oh, the other thing.
Activate the next stage to separate those tanks.
Out below.
Your capsule will now continue coasting up. All that's left to do is gaze back down at Kerbal and wonder if you remembered to lock your car. Nice work!
See your head in there. Oh, there you go. Get a view. Yep, they put Kerbal in there. What am I doing? Am I supposed to be doing something? Your capsule will now continue to coast up. Remember that. All I gotta do is gaze back down at Kerbal and wonder if you remembered to lock your car. Yeah, nice work. All right. Tutorial's complete. This seems unsafe. We're just gonna walk away. We learned how to steer a rocket. Yep. What stages are and how to achieve them. Right? Activate them. Yeah, we did. All right. Next, then. Just leave that capsule go. It'll settle itself somehow. It's a simulator. Don't worry about it. Oh, good.
Your capsule has a lot of momentum.
Giddy up.
Curious how high up you
Oh,
are?
see, it's flashing.
Look at your altimeter.
20,449 meters. We can. Excellent.
Rocketry involves a lot of waiting between the cool explosions. You can speed up time by selecting the time warp controls at the bottom of your screen.
Boop, boop.
Check, you're about to start falling back down. Let's slow down and enjoy the view.
Did I go too soon? She was saying something else? Oh, press that key. Oh, what happened? You ruined it.
Great job.
Oh, I was supposed to do that.
Try not to use this new power for evil.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Tutorial's complete. You have learned the altimeter measurement. Oh, measures distance from a celestial body. Yeah. Where the altimeter is located, we did. It's right here. And time can be sped up and slowed down. You betcha. That could come in handy.
What goes up must come down. Wind resistance will slow down your capsule's descent, but not enough to prevent it from turning into a bunch of tiny capsules when it lands. That's why we've attached a parachute.
Yeehaw.
If you deploy your parachute too early, it'll be torn off. If you deploy it too late, you'll do some unplanned underground exploration. The sweet spot for Kerbal is between 20,000 and 2,000 meters. Okay, you're low enough to activate the final stage that contains your parachute. Hit go to pop your chute.
Can I just hit this? Thank you. I don't like your big bossy arrow pointing at me, telling me to do stuff.
It'll open all the way by itself.
Okay. Yay, there it goes.
Your parachute is now fully deployed and slowing the capsule to a safe velocity. Congratulations! If this were real, you'd find celebratory snacks in the VAB kitchen.
Yes. Man, celebratory snacks. Gotta get me some of those. Nice sound. Fluttery. So the tutorial's complete, and you have learned that the atmosphere slows down vehicles. Parachutes use the atmosphere to slow down vehicles, and that parachutes must be opened at the right time. That parachutes particularly partially deploy, and then open fully close to the ground. Yes. Right. Replay? I don't want to replay. In the tutorial? Because otherwise we gotta wait a long time, yeah? It's not a next tutorial, so... Oh. That's gonna be annoying. Are we gonna get stuck in a tree? Nice. What? Did we splash down on the ground? Yeah, sure did. A couple splashes. Splish splash. Still splashing. That was a lot of splash for the ground. Is that it? Or... Yeah, okay, so right, there's different categories. We went through the first 7. The next one is missing the ground. There's 6 of those. And then orbits are weird. There is 4 of those. And orbital transfers, 4 of those. Carry on. Does that show up on there? It does. Should turn... There. I do this. What happens? I don't think I can get out of that. All right. Carry on. I'll have to remember that. Go offline.
Missing the ground. If you want to visit
Nate McCrash, though. That's who that was. World Rally family. Yeah.
That even as gravity causes it to fall, it keeps missing.
Good stuff. Should check them out.
As long as that object isn't slowed down by anything, it follows the same path every time it goes around the body it's orbiting. Forever. If that object is a Kerbal, it is recommended that they bring lots of snacks.
All right.
Since your goal is to move horizontally at a high speed, why not launch sideways? On Kerbin, the atmosphere is like a thick soup. You waste a lot of fuel trying to fly through it horizontally. By launching vertically, you cut through the thickest part of the atmosphere as quick as possible. Most orbital rockets begin tilting toward the horizon soon after they leave the launch pad. This maneuver, called a gravity turn, uses the planet's gravity to turn the ship and reduces the amount of fuel needed to achieve a stable orbit. When launching near the equator, your gravity turns should point toward the east, since your vehicle gets a free boost from the planet's rotation. Thanks, planet! Once a vehicle is moving quickly enough that its arc will take it above the atmosphere, it shuts down its engines and coasts to space. Once it nears the top of that arc, the vehicle needs to fire its engines a second time to keep itself from falling back down to the planet. Doing this turns that arc into a nice big circle. Congratulations! You've missed the ground.
I probably missed it a little bit while I was talking there at the beginning. Hope it wasn't important stuff. Complete. And we've learned what an orbit is. Yeah, how to achieve orbit. What we launch vertically to, that we launch vertically to cut through the atmosphere quickly. Yes. The rockets perform gravity turns to conserve fuel. Yeah. I should take more advantage of that.
When you're making a rocket, it's often easiest to work top to bottom, tailoring each stage to carry the weight of everything above it. To give you a head start, I've already placed an upper stage, perfect for maneuvering in the vacuum of space. It could use another, more powerful stage to push it up to space from Kerbin's surface. Let's turn this vehicle into a multi-stage rocket.
Yes.
Anytime we intend to drop an empty stage after using all of its fuel, we connect it to the stage above it using a decoupler. A decoupler contains explosive bolts that, when activated by a staging action, eject the attached stage away from the rest of the vehicle.
Select the coupling category in the parts picker menu. Yeah. Coupling. Separate stages and stock. Let's pick this one.
Add that decoupler to the bottom of your rocket.
Connect the DT12 stack coupler to the bottom of the rocket. Boop. Done.
We need to attach a larger, more powerful lower stage to the bottom of your rocket. To keep things simple, I've whipped up a new lower stage in another workspace. You can bring saved vehicles and other sub-assemblies into an in-progress workspace by merging it.
That's good to know.
Let's merge my lower stage into this VAB workspace.
Yes, select the load workspace. Oh, it's up here.
Out in the real world, this list would show all of your saved workspaces. Here in the simulator, I'm only showing you the lower stage you need to merge.
Right. Select the atmospheric lower stage workspace. Boop. Select merge. Merge.
Now that the lower stage has been merged into your current workspace, you can see it next to the upper stage.
We see it.
Select the lower stage and connect it to the decoupler beneath the upper stage to create a single two-stage rocket.
Select the lower stage. Oh, it's tough. Nice.
Perfect! Merging is a very powerful tool. Anytime you want to reuse a particular booster, lander, or other element from an existing rocket, merging saves you the hassle of making the same thing over and over.
You betcha. Tutorials complete. You've learned when to add stack decouplers, how to merge workspaces. Next.
Space rockets sometimes need an extra boost. In a rare case of rocket scientists naming something well, these additional rocket engines are called boosters.
Yeah.
Boosters are attached to the sides of a vehicle to keep them out of the way of the main engines. Solid fuel rockets make great boosters. They produce a very high thrust for a short time. Let's attach some boosters to the sides of your vehicle.
Yes.
We'll start by attaching 4 radial decouplers that will eject the spent boosters when they're empty. To make sure that these decouplers are evenly spaced and aligned with one another, you'll be using the symmetry tool.
Right-click the symmetry button in the toolbar. Select 4x symmetry.
Great! Now when you place a part on one side of your rocket, 3 more evenly spaced duplicates will appear around the rocket.
That's
Go
handy.
ahead and add 4 radial decouplers.
Select a decoupling category in the parts picker. Do it. Select the TT38K radial decoupler. Got it.
Good. Now attach it as shown.
Attach the TT38K radial decoupler to the side of the highlighted fuel tank on the lower stage. Let's do that. Feels good.
Perfect. Now you've got 4 radial decouplers exactly where they need to be.
Good.
Let's attach those solid fuel boosters.
Yes. Select the engine category in the parts picker. Done. Scroll down and select the RT10 Hammer solid fuel booster. Scrolling down. It's that one. Blinking.
Since you're still in 4x symmetry mode, simply attach this booster to one of the decouplers you just placed. That will attach copies of that booster to the remaining decouplers.
Attach the RT10 Hammer solid fuel booster to one of the radial decouplers.
Great job! You've finished your orbital rocket.
All right.
You can symmetrically place up to 8 parts at once. A feat that could until now only be achieved by certain sea creatures.
Really? Tutorial's complete. We have learned when to use radial decouplers, how to place symmetrical parts, and how to add solid fuel boosters. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Learned all about it.
Before you launch a rocket, you need to plan the order of your staging events. Nobody wants to start out their flight by popping their parachute, right? Most parts that can be staged are automatically assigned to stages. Their activation order can be seen in the staging stack. You can change when staging events occur by moving them between stages. You can also add, remove, and reorder stages. Best of all, you can do this in both the VAB and in flight.
Nice. All this up here. Moving stuff around if we need to.
The staging order begins at the bottom of the staging stack. You want your boosters and main engine to fire together for maximum thrust.
Yes, we do.
The solid fuel boosters are currently in the second stage. If we don't change anything, the boosters will ignite late and detach themselves at the same time. This would be embarrassing for everybody, so let's move the boosters down to stage 1.
Yeah, move the 4 solid fuel boosters from the second stage to the first stage by left-clicking and dragging the booster icon in the staging stack, as demonstrated. And release.
Solid fuel boosters burn very hard and very fast, so they will run out of fuel first. Even though your main engine and boosters will activate at the same time, you want to drop the empty boosters before you drop your main engine.
Mm-hmm.
You'll add a new stage above stage 1 to do one thing. Activate the radial decouplers to jettison your spent boosters.
Yes, click the plus to the left of stage 1 to create a new stage. No?
Now move all 4 radial decouplers from stage 4 to your new stage 2.
Move the 4 radial decouplers from stage 4 to stage 2 by clicking and dragging the decoupler icon in the staging stack. What am I supposed to... 4 radial decouplers. I can't see them. Right here? No. Here. Ah. Got it.
All done. Your remaining stages are set up so that stage 4 will activate your orbital stage's engine. Stage 5 will detach the orbital stage's fuel tank when it's empty. And stage 6 will deploy your landing parachute.
Nice.
Thanks to you, this rocket is ready to fly.
Let's do that. Tutorial's complete, and we have learned how to edit staging stack, how to set up staging for parts that active at same time but decouple at different times. R might be nice to be right in there for parts that are active at the same time but decouple at different times. Unless I totally misread that. There's a word missing.
All right, we're ready to light this candle. In this flight, you're going all the way to orbit. I'll walk you through the process of launching, executing a gravity turn to get moving sideways, coasting to orbital altitude, and doing a final burn at the top of your arc to establish a stable orbit.
Yes.
Before we begin, let's talk about the nav ball.
Mm.
The nav ball shows your vehicle's orientation relative to the horizon. The blue half of the ball represents the sky, and the brown half represents the ground. The
Clever.
indicator at the center shows your vehicle's orientation. When you turn, the ball turns. When you roll, the ball rolls. Assuming you want your rocket pointed at the sky, you'll want to see lots of blue on the nav ball. If you get confused, remember this rhyme. If the nav ball's brown, you're going down.
Ha!
At launch, you want all your engines at maximum thrust, which means you need to set your throttle at 100%. Your solid fuel boosters are way ahead of you on this. They have no setting other than full throttle, and they can't be shut off once they're lit. Once you hit the go button, they'll go full tilt until they run out of fuel. Still, your main engine's throttle is in your control.
I guess I forgot to check that while we were in the vehicle assembly, but does that mean that you can no longer set the power output of the thrusters in the vehicle assembly such that full throttle is only like half? I'll have to check that. Okay, and yep, main throttle is in control. Good. So let's do that.
Main throttle here. Left shift gradually increases your throttle. Left control gradually decreases your throttle. Z and X instantly set your throttle to 100 or 0% respectively. Left click on the throttle will set its level where you clicked.
Set the throttle to 100% now. I just click it, it goes all the way up there? Yeah. Click and then kind of slide.
Fuel levels are visible within the staging stack. Right now you can see that your main engine and 4 boosters are all topped off and ready to rumble. It's time to go.
Yes.
To start, all you need to do is fly straight up. I'll check back in with you once those boosters are empty. Good luck.
All right. But I mean, we don't want them to just fall right back on everybody, right? Press the space bar or click go button to launch. I missed that word. My bad. Huh? Bloop bloop. Really? Bloop bloop. What, you want me to push the button? I feel like I was supposed to do something else. Maybe not. That's some nice flamage. How are we doing over there?
All right, the solid fuel boosters are empty. Let's drop them.
Let's drop them.
It's time to start
What?
your gravity turn. A gravity turn uses the pull of the planet's gravity to help bend your vertical ascent into a horizontal arc. It's the first step to entering orbit. For our first flight to orbit, we're going to start our gravity turn up to where the air is thin, at an altitude of around 10,000 meters. To show you where to aim your rocket, I've placed a target marker on your nav ball.
Oh, nice. What are we doing?
First, we need to get to 10,000 meters. You're going to yaw towards the east so that the target marker is in the center of the nav ball. Your vessel and nav ball should look like this example video if you're performing the gravity turn correctly.
All right. Press continue when you're ready. I think I'm ready. Press D key to yaw vehicle eastward until the target marker is aligned with the level indicator. We're almost there. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough. Or, wait, no, we're still going. I didn't do it right. Oh, wait, there we go.
Your current stage's fuel is empty. Let's drop it and activate your deep space engine.
Yeah.
Great job. Your rocket is on its way to orbit. As you gain experience, you can make your gravity turns more efficient by starting to tilt your rocket soon after liftoff.
Yeah, I tried that.
Adjusting course with a series of small corrections instead of one big one will leave you with a lot more fuel when you get to orbit. Turning immediately after launch requires a very stable rocket. So if you ever have trouble keeping the pointy end up, you can try the simplified wait and turn method we use today.
Tutorial's complete. You've learned when to begin a gravity turn, how far to pitch during a gravity turn. The gravity turn timing can vary based on the design and location. Sure. Okay. That's good stuff.
Right now, we're on a ballistic trajectory. If no further adjustments are made, your rocket will eventually fall back down to the ground.
Yeah.
Our objective is to turn this arc into an orbit.
Yes.
The process of turning your trajectory into a circular orbit is called circularization.
Circularization.
It does have the word circle in it, but it's really hard to say.
Yeah, it is. Circularization. I don't know I can do it. I can't.
When planning and executing orbital maneuvers, you'll want to switch to map view, where you can see every part of your current trajectory.
Press the M key or select map to open map view. Scroll the mouse wheel down to zoom out.
The blue arc passing through your vehicle is its current trajectory, the path your rocket will follow if you don't touch the controls anymore. Our goal is to make that arc into a circular orbit. After you've coasted nearly to the top of this arc, you're going to point forward, and then you're going to ignite your engine. If you time this burn right, you'll never quite get to the top of the arc, as it'll keep widening in front of you until it wraps all the way around the planet.
All right.
Let's break that down a little more. The top of your arc has a helpful tag in map view. It's called the apoapsis, abbreviated as AP. You're going to max out your throttle before you pass this point. We're paused at just before the apoapsis. We want to go faster in the direction we're already moving, so we need to make sure our rocket is pointed forward. There's a handy marker on your nav ball called the prograde marker. That represents your forward direction. Use the Stability Assist System, or SAS, to point your vessel at that marker.
Yep, select prograde button to aim your rocket forward. Nice.
You're all lined up and ready to go. The next step is to go max throttle. It can take time for your arc to fully expand into an orbit. If you look closely at where your trajectory meets the ground, you'll see it moving toward the horizon.
Set the throttle to 100% and enter by either pressing the Z key, pressing and holding the left shift key, or by clicking the throttle over here, or thusly.
Once your trajectory reaches all the way around the planet, you'll see another marker on your orbit. This is the periapsis, or PE, the lowest point in your orbit. It'll always live on the opposite side of your orbit from the apoapsis, or highest point. By burning prograde near your apoapsis, you increase the altitude of your periapsis, the lowest point on your orbit. Here's the most important thing to remember about setting up an orbit above an atmosphere. Your periapsis must be higher than the atmosphere, or your rocket will start to slow down every time it dips into the upper atmosphere. On Kerbal, that means every part of your orbit must be higher than 70 kilometers. Keep your eye on your trajectory for now, and I'll tell you if your Okay, your orbit is fully out of the atmosphere. Cut the throttle. You did it! You're in orbit! This is when I'd usually tell you to look under your seat in the simulator, where you'd find a delicious celebratory treat.
Celebratory treat!
Sadly, since the vending machine in the astrodynamics lab broke down,
Dang.
it's gotten very difficult to hide snacks anywhere at KS.
I'll get a treat.
Feel free to take a moment to admire your first orbit. In a way, you've given yourself a mind snack, which is way better than the edible kind anyway. Right?
Right? Alright. Made it to orbit. Did we? We did. Wow. What's going on there? Curb in a red star? That kind of makes sense. Right? Tutorial's complete. We've learned how to enter the map view. That prograde means along the forward vector. that apoapse and periapse, it means the highest and the lowest points of the trajectories. That increasing velocity prograde at apoapse will increase moving on. That the Kerbal orbit is wait, slow down. The Kerbal orbit is achieved when periapse is outside the influence of the atmosphere. Yes, I remember that we did all of that. Okay, we're done with that one. That was 7 of 7. What's that? Orbits are weird, and orbital transfers. You betcha.
Orbits are weird. Remember your orbiting baseball? What if you wanted to make its orbit higher? Well, it's a baseball, so grab your bat and try to hit the ball to a higher orbit. Your first thought might be to try to deflect the ball upwards. Unfortunately, hitting the ball upward bends its orbit so that it hits the ground before it can return to you.
Aww.
What you need to do is hit the ball in the direction it's already moving, adding to its already high velocity. Now that you've sped the ball up, why isn't it flying any higher? It just keeps whizzing by at the same height it always did. After all, I said that making it go faster would make it go higher. What gives? The ball is actually going higher, but it's going higher on the opposite side of the planet from where you're standing. You've raised its orbit, and you've learned the first lesson of orbital maneuvering. Your actions affect the opposite side of your orbit. Weird.
That's weird.
So your ball is moving faster, but it's still passing you at the same height.
Yeah.
Get its orbit higher on this side of the planet? Now that you know how changes in velocity affect the other side of your orbit.
Oh, well, there we go. That's sneaky.
Adding velocity to the ball at the highest point in its orbit, you raise the lowest point in its orbit and make it circular again.
Circularization. Aw. Donut would be awesome right now. Tutorial's complete, and you have learned you change velocity, you change orbits. Change of orbit happens at the opposite side of where the change of the velocity occurred. Yes. Yes. Yes.
An equatorial orbit is good, but if you want to travel beyond Kerbin, you will need to manipulate your orbit. Let's start with something simple, expanding an orbit.
Okay.
We do that by increasing the value of our apoapsis. Let's get a good view.
Yes. Select M to enter the map view. I did it.
Remember how you circularized your orbit by increasing your forward velocity?
Circularized.
Your orbit, you'll just do more of the same. It's time to burn prograde.
Prograde. Yeah, select prograde on the SAS controls. There it is.
Now that we're pointed the right way, we can
That brings the ship around.
And watch our orbit expand.
Increase throttle to 100%. Z button. Or shift until it's all the way up there. Ooh, look. It's doing it.
Ooh, cut the throttle. If you overdo it, you'll leave Kerbin's orbit entirely.
Yeah, so let's decrease the throttle to 0. Boop.
Nice. That maneuver raised our orbit on the other side of Kerbin, so we will enter high orbit there. Waiting to reach a specific point can be as eventful as watching the neon stripes on your rover dry. The paint job will be worth it, but isn't it better to rush to the end? Skip ahead to the good stuff using a time warp.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the highest point of our orbit is called the apoapsis. The lowest point of our orbit is known as the periapsis. By default, your camera is focused on your vessel. So if you can't see either of these points, adjust your camera.
I can see him. What are we doing, though? I was supposed to speed up time, wasn't I?
Scroll the middle mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Double-click an object to center your camera on it.
Okay.
Hit the middle mouse button to enter FreeCam. Press Home to reset the camera to your active vessel.
Select the Apple assets.
Excellent! You can time warp to any position on your trajectory by selecting a point on your vehicle's current path, and then selecting Time Warp to Point.
Select the warp to point. Time warp to point.
Now you're way up in the sky, so high that if you circularize your orbit now, you'll be in high orbit.
Wow.
The black starry void looks so small from here.
Oh, we're not going to do the burn? We're complete. You've learned to expand orbits, to time warp to a point in orbit. The apoapse AP and the periapse PE are the highest and lowest points in orbit. Yeah. Good job, us. Feeling like an astronaut.
Command pods to space probe cores, a lot of critical rocket parts use electric charge. You
Easy.
want to design your rocket so it can generate and store EC.
Yeah.
Most rocket engines generate electric charge while active, but we'll still need a way to keep our batteries full while coasting between maneuvers.
Yes.
Solar panels convert Kerbal's light into EC for our rockets.
I like that.
Small solar panels can just be placed, but large solar panels are delicate and must only be deployed once we're out of the atmosphere. I've equipped this rocket with 2 deployable solar panels. Here's a hand crank. Get to work.
Really?
Just kidding.
Oh.
There's a handy button that opens all of them with a single click. Give it a try.
Deploy the solar panels by selecting solar panel button. This one right here, I imagine.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Solar panels are now extended. Light tracking solar panels only rotate on one axis, so we may need to reorient our ship to point them fully at the sun. Let's make sure the panels are getting direct sunlight by rolling our ship a little bit.
Use Q and E to turn the vehicle so that the solar panels are facing Kerbal. Nuh-uh. We want to do this one, even though they're telling me Q and E. I need DNA. But we can sit here and mess with it just so it triggers the
Solar panels are soaking up all of those sweet photons and giving our rockets some much-needed
photons.
EC. You can see the status of any solar panel within the part manager in the electrical parts menu. You can either access the app directly by clicking the app button, or you can right-click a part to directly access it in the part manager. Getting EC is one thing, and storing it is another. Most command pods have a small battery, but many missions will call for additional EC storage. When we're traveling far from the sun or going to the dark side of a planet, more batteries means more peace of mind.
Oh, I can't get rid of that. Oh, there it is. Tutorial's complete, and you have learned what electric charge EC is, how to use solar panels to gain EC, that solar panels do not work when far away from the star or on the dark side of planets, that EC can be stored in batteries. Good. Getting smart.
At some point, the crew will run out of snacks. Did you know a Kerbal is 99.9% more likely to crash when hungry? That's when it's time to head back down to Kerbin, a planet known for its plentiful snack options.
Yes.
First, let's get a better view for this operation.
Select M to enter the map view. You betcha. Hang on. Just sort of see the top of their helmet. Kind of clip through some stuff, huh? Oh, easy does it, fella. What are we doing? M.
Remember how we burned prograde to raise our orbit?
Yeah.
To lower our orbit, we burn in the opposite direction, retrograde. SAS can really help us out here, so let's turn that on.
Enable SAS. Let's do that.
Now flip retrograde, the opposite direction to our rocket's movement. When we get into position to fire our engine backwards, we'll slow down.
Select retrograde on the SAS controls. Done.
All right, the rocket is aligned to retrograde. Increase the throttle and burn until our trajectory is just past the atmosphere.
All right, set the throttle to 100. Z key.
As we decelerate, watch what's happening to our peri.
It's falling.
Don't ease off the throttle. Our trajectory intercepts the ground.
Conductivity problems.
Let's stop our burn. Now that we're on a collision course with Kerbin, we need to turn that collision into something more survivable.
I think it was just a hiccup.
The process of crashing
Sorry.
without dying is called landing.
Nice.
Our upcoming stage will activate a decoupler, dropping the engine and exposing a very important heat shield. Why don't you do that now?
Discard the engine and by staging the rocket. Oh yeah. Can I see it? Go. Are we supposed to do that now? Sure.
Great. We're on our way down and our heat shield is exposed. Have you ever wondered what a marshmallow feels like when it catches on fire? You're about to find out.
Right. Complete. We've learned what Rachel. Yeah, I see the helmet clipping out of that from time to time. We learned what retrograde means. That burning retrograde reduces your orbit. Once your orbit reaches the atmosphere, your rocket will deorbit. Right. Yeah, I was having some conductivity issues there. Sure, probably got garbled a little bit. Such is the way. On to the next. Seem to be doing okay now. Got it all worked out. What's left? These 4 orbital transfers going to other planets, etc., or moons. Different orbital bodies. Let's do that.
Orbital transfers.
From here to there.
The faster you go, the higher your orbit gets. If you get moving fast enough, your orbit may cross the orbit of some other object, like a moon or a planet. The closest celestial body to Kerbin is the Mun. If you're looking for somewhere else to fly a rocket, the Mun is a good choice. The real trick to getting there is timing your departure so that the Mun captures your vehicle at its highest point. If you mistime your departure, you may miss the Mun entirely, which creates a lot of paperwork. Let's assume you've left at the right time and the Mun is there to meet you. As your vessel approaches the Mun, it enters a zone in which the Mun's gravitational influence on your orbit is stronger than Kerbin's. This zone is called the Mun's sphere of influence. You've had to go very quickly to escape Kerbin's gravity, much too fast for the Mun's low gravity to capture you. If you don't slow down, your vehicle will speed past the Mun and be flung farther into space.
Oh no.
Remember what I said about paperwork? Once you're in the Mun's gravity well, the best way to slow down is to
Retrograde.
fire your engines backwards until your trajectory becomes a nice, stable orbit. Now you're a moon of the Mun.
Yay! That's funny. A moon of the Mun. Tutorial complete, and we have learned the faster you go, the higher your orbit gets. In the Mun's sphere of influence, Mun's gravitational influence is stronger than Kerbin. Time your departure so that the Mun's SOI captures your vehicle at its highest point. Yes, all of the above. Genuinely.
Rocket is in orbit over Kerbin and ready to fly. The mission today is to, drumroll please, intercept and orbit the Mun.
Yay.
To be captured by the Mun's gravity, our vessel must cross into the Mun's sphere of influence, or SOI, the zone in which its gravity is stronger than any other celestial body around it. We're going to create a maneuver plan to figure out when and how long we need to fire our engines to intercept the Mun.
Enter the map view by pressing M. Done.
Great! Now here's a new trick. We can select any object as a target in map view. Targeting gives us useful information and enables new tools. Once we've targeted a celestial body or other object in space, our maneuver will provide closest pass and plane angle information. This can be very helpful for meeting up with someone or something in space.
Yeah, it can.
Right now, our camera is following our vessel as it orbits Kerbin. Let's adjust our camera until we can see the Mun. Then, right-click to target it.
Open the context menu by right-clicking the Mun. Target the Mun by selecting Set Target.
We want to place this maneuver plan with two things in mind. First, the Mun is in motion. We can't aim our spacecraft where the Mun is right now. Instead, we have to aim where the Mun will be after our vehicle has coasted all the way from Kerbin.
Yeah.
Second, remember how increasing velocity raises the opposite side of our orbit? Since we're placing this maneuver plan where we intend to start our burn, we should place it on the opposite side of Kerbin from where we intend to intercept the Mun.
Yes.
Placing a maneuver plan usually involves making a best guess, and then fiddling with the maneuver until you get an intercept. Fortunately, you've got a crack navigator with you today.
Yeah.
By my calculations, we'll want to put our maneuver here.
I'd go along with that. Open the context menu by the left-clicking the point near the periaps. Our periaps-ish near this one here. Oh, come on. Goodness. Create a maneuver plan. Let's do that.
Excellent. We've just created a maneuver plan. While we could find out if our departure timing is correct by just picking a direction and maxing the throttle, a maneuver plan tells us in advance how much delta V we'll need, how long we'll need to burn, and in what direction our vessel will need to point during the maneuver.
Yeah.
Grab and pull the arrows to plan a burn along that direction. This maneuver is pretty simple. We want to burn prograde and expand our orbit.
Create a maneuver plan to intercept the Mun by left-clicking and pulling the prograde marker. Okay. Got it. We can do it.
Nice. That maneuver event towards the end of your trajectory is exactly what we're looking for. It tells that if we execute this plan, we'll intercept the Mun.
Okay.
If a maneuver looks right, but we're not getting the intercept we expect, we can change the starting position of the maneuver by grabbing and dragging the middle of the maneuver plan along our orbit. It's very common to refine a maneuver plan by adjusting both the position of the maneuver and the direction of the planned burn. If we don't want to maneuver at all, we can delete the plan, either by right-clicking the gizmo and selecting delete, or through the burn timer.
Yes. You want me to delete it? Or was I not supposed to, or was that just an example?
Maneuvers are invaluable when leaving Kerbin. Feel free to come back and practice anytime.
Oh, maybe that's... Yeah, okay. Tutorial is complete. We learned how to set a target, how to create a maneuver, and how to manipulate a maneuver. Point. Right? Maneuver plan, I think. Yeah, that's what the technical words. Official. Know what you're talking about, man.
Plan that intercepts the mun.
No, we don't. You told me to delete it.
Maneuver and fly to the mun ourselves.
Ah, complications. Here, let me take care of this. You did. You don't. Oh, but you put it back in there. All okay. You're sneaky, Peggy. You sneaky. Okay, let's do it. Enter the map view by pressing M. Uh-oh. Got ahead of you there. Good.
Whenever we have a maneuver plan, a burn timer will appear. The timer shows you how much time is left until we need to execute the maneuver.
All right.
I've paused the simulation for a moment, so this number won't count down quite yet.
Good.
The timer also tells us how long we'll need to burn our engines at 100% throttle in order to complete the maneuver.
Yeah. All of that there.
Now let's take a look at the nav ball. A new marker has joined our old prograde and retrograde markers. This is called a maneuver marker, and it shows us the orientation of our planned maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
We'll want to make sure that this marker is in the center of our nav ball during our maneuver burn. Luckily, we can aim at this maneuver marker by selecting the maneuver button on your SAS controls.
Yeah, orient the vessel so to your maneuver using the SAS.
Now your vehicle is properly oriented, and through the magic of SAS and more math than I'd like to admit, our vessel is properly oriented.
Yeah.
We're still far from our planned burn, so let's speed things up.
Okay.
While we could rely on our reflexes to time warp at the perfect moment,
Sneezing.
the alternative is warping to a specific point in our orbit. See this button? Select it to warp automatically to the moment before our maneuver begins.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Warp to your maneuver by selecting the maneuver warp button. This one here.
Departure burn, here we come.
You betcha.
Great! We've exited just before our maneuver burn, and I've paused the simulation once more. After we select continue, remember to wait until the countdown reaches 0. Then we'll go full throttle until our burn timer reaches 0. Then cut the throttle quickly to avoid overshooting our target.
Which one's which? Start burn in 1 minute 10 seconds. Stop burn in 0 seconds. Hope that changes.
Get ready to hit the throttle.
Really wanted to know how much when 24 seconds from now. For how long? I need that information beforehand. Don't you guys remember that? Huh. Really? We're missing all that.
Watch the burn timer. We want to stop our burn once it reaches 0.
Really? No. I mean, I'm not believing that that's really what they left us with. Am I calling foul? You betcha. That's not finished. It's early access. I mean, that's almost, well, not entirely useless, but, you know, yeah, we need to know how long you need to burn for before the burn starts.
Everything's looking great. Cut the throttle.
You betcha. Set throttle to 0 by pressing the X or holding control.
Great work. You've successfully executed a maneuver. And now we're on
Something didn't work. I guess. Alright, so the tutorial is complete and you learned the maneuver interface, how to aim the vessel for a maneuver, and how to execute a maneuver. I am really disappointed if that's like, if that's just the way it is for the tutorial. Okay. Can't remember if that's really what it is in gameplay. That's a huge boner, people. You might as well have forgot fucking Kerbal, you know?
It's going
Really?
to take a while to reach the Mun, but don't let the wait fool you.
Alright.
We're now moving faster than any Kerbal has ever flown before.
Wait,
when we enter the Mun's sphere of influence, we'll be going way too fast for the Mun's gravity to capture our vehicle.
Yeah.
To orbit the Mun, we'll need to burn retrograde once we're inside its SOI.
I remember that.
This will slow us down enough to keep us from being whipped into interplanetary space.
Yeah. Enter the map mode by pressing M.
Let's start by time warping until we're within the Mun's sphere of influence.
Yes.
That's the sphere within which the Mun is the primary gravitational influence on your vehicle.
Probably over there, huh?
With our time warp this time.
Select 1000 time warp. Oh golly.
Farewell, Kirby.
I did it.
We'll miss you.
Bye. Yeah, they don't want you to miss this sphere of influence business. Oh.
Well, did you notice that we've got a periapsis?
You did it.
Mun,
I
no apoapsis?
don't really want me to do stuff.
To complete an orbit before sailing past the Mun. Don't worry, we have time to adjust. Our objective is to slow down enough so that both apoapsis and periapsis are within the Mun's sphere of influence.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Remember the rule of orbital opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to lower your apoapsis, we'll need to place our maneuver plan at the periapsis. Let's get started.
Open the content menu by left-clicking on the orbit near the periapsis icon. Oh. No? No? Yeah. Create a maneuver plan.
In order to reduce our apoapsis, we need to slow down by burning backwards, or retrograde. This is a little like deorbiting over Kerbin, but we're going to stop burning before our trajectory meets Mun dust.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Create a maneuver that will orbit the Mun by pulling on the retrograde arrow of the maneuver plan. Can do that. Think this one here. All things are happening. Is that good?
Maneuver plan set. Next up, let's make sure we're pointed where we need to be.
Yeah, orient the vessel to the maneuver using the SAS. Do it.
The maneuver is right, and we're pointed in the right direction.
Let's hope so.
We need to time warp to the right position.
Yes. Warp our maneuver by selecting the maneuver warp button. Yes.
And we're on our way.
Just like that.
Almost there. When the countdown reaches 0, throttle up to start your capture burn.
Where was the on my mark stuff? Did I miss it? Ready with the Z key. Point the right way. Yeah. Is there a moon around here somewhere? There. How about it burn now?
Keep burning until the burn timer reaches 0.
Oh, did I miss something? Or was she gonna...
Shut the engines now.
How?
We have an orbit.
Okay. Set the throttle to 0 by pressing X or holding the control key.
Fantastic.
Yay.
That was some fancy flying. Looks to me like you're about ready to try this for real.
Or are we gonna crash? It's complete. You've learned that you need to slow down in order to be captured by another celestial body. Where to create a maneuver to be captured. I don't think I did that right, but get the gist. Well, that was it. I think the transfers are next. Nope, that was it. We are fully trained astronauts. Ready to go. How do I leave this? That button there. Well, alright. So let's go build ourselves a rocket and go places. Yes. Alright, in the next exciting episode. That was it. It was just all boot camp training. We'll go from there. But not right now. Gonna end the stream. Save it for later. Alright. Sounds good. Do it. Alright. Ending the stream now. Bye.